Yes, my name is Alfredo Caxaj. I'm originally from Guatemala. I landed in Canada in 1985 with my wife and my son. I landed as a political refugee. Political times in Guatemala at that time were very difficult. We were fighting against the dictatorship. We were part of the social movement. And as a result of that, we lost two brothers in our family, and we had no choice but to leave Guatemala. So the Canadian embassy made that possible for us. So from one day to another, we ended in London, Ontario, Canada. And it was 1985, November. It was very cold. We were coming from a tropical country. I remember it was only -5, -4 degrees, but for us that was quite a shocking experience. And then, so we have to learn English. We have to learn. The government put us in an intensive program for 6-7 months, and after that, we were pretty much on our own and trying to find the ways of surviving. I used to play professionally in Guatemala, professional musician. So one of the first things that I did when I arrived in Canada was to find other musicians. And even though with the barriers of language, I was able to connect with some local musicians. We started playing music. Actually, one of the very first salsa bands created in Canada was precisely one of us. I think it was the second or the third one. That was in the late 80s, early 90s. And so all of a sudden I started working for a small NGO that was providing services for refugees and immigrants. And through that, I was able to connect with some of the granting agencies, related to the arts. And that's how I started working and producing some music series. I guess one of the most incredible impacts that Canada made on me was the very first time that I went to Toronto, and I could see the diversity of people there. And I remember a university professor taking me to a concert by 5 percussionists that came from all over the world, and that was really an open, window of opportunities for me. I said it would be lovely to do something like that, similar in London, Ontario, and that's why I created this music series. And we saw the positive reaction of people. London was not diverse as it is right now, but at that time it was pretty much Anglo-Saxons and one-color people. But the most interesting thing is that when people got exposed to this, to a Japanese taiko drumming group, to a South Indian group, a salsa band, we saw the positive reaction of people, and that's when the idea came about expanding this into a summer festival. Yeah, so the whole idea of making this festival was precisely to reflect what the country is all about, cultural diversity. And we wanted to do it in a professional way, by booking professional artists. So we tried to do it in 1994. We didn't get enough resources, so we decided to postpone it for 1995. And because the most important thing for us was to establish the festival as a festivity, as a way to celebrate our cultural differences. So 1995 was the day that we launched the festival. Half of the festival rained, and it rained very heavy. So we were a little bit frustrated with that, but I think the rest of the weather for that weekend was more than enough to establish the festival. So the very first 5 years of the festival was a little bit tricky to put the resources in place. However, after the 5 years, I think we were able to start opening new window opportunities and granting agencies, incorporate sponsors, and it is something unique because after we just celebrated a week ago our 25th edition. 1995 we had a very small budget of $30,000, and we tried to do as much as we could. We have about 15, 20 exhibitors just two small stages. But in 25 years, we have grown almost a budget close to $1 million now. We have an incredible market of over 300 exhibitors, and now we have the support of tremendous support from the corporate sector, from the granting agencies, so it's been an incredible transition. This is a baby that we've seen growing up from being so small, and we've seen the different transitions in the last 25 years, and it's been truly a rewarding experience because, as I mentioned before, not even in the largest cities in Canada, such as Montreal, Vancouver, Toronto, exists a festival of this nature. I mean, there are all kinds of celebrations, but there is nothing that really brings everyone together in one particular location. And that's why we call Victoria Park, the site where we do the festival. It truly becomes the global village, because that's where you see people of different social and economic status, people from different cultural backgrounds, languages, colors, and that's truly incredible because it's exactly what Canada is all about. Cultural diversity, inclusiveness is just absolutely remarkable what we've been able to accomplish in the last 20 years. It is nice now that we, for the last 10, 12 years, we've been invited to go to all kinds of music markets all around the world. And it is very challenging when you come to the point of doing the final lineup of the festival because, my God, there is so much to choose from and there is so little money. So every year, people, because they see more people coming and attending the festival, everyone thinks that's the best lineup ever, every single year. But we know that artistically speaking, we always try to bring the best of the best. But it's a challenging thing, you come to a market like this and you see 4 or 5 different bands that you wish to have in your country, but you know that probably it's not going to be possible to do it in the following year, but slowly maybe you can bring 1 or 2. But it is a nice challenge to have because you really have the opportunity to select what you truly believe is the best of the best. But it is definitely been a rewarding experience, there's no question about that. We have put the festival on the map. When I visited Munich for the very first time, remains free and accessible to the community. Many of these international artists tour Canada and the States, and they're performing at festivals where you have to pay admission to see them. But when they come to Sunfest, this is a festival that remains accessible to everyone. When you think about large families from the Middle East, Latin America, Africa, that's the beauty of that's what I always say, politics and religion always divide us, but art, and especially music, always bring people together, and I think it has been the main goal of the festival. We always are so proud of the numbers of people that attend. We're proud of the artistic lineup that we present, but the most amazing thing for us is the social impact that the festival has created in the community.